Hello and welcome to the Midway podcast.
This is our mini podcast in which we cover anything we missed last time, we share your feedback and we solve your problems.
I'm Jen.
And I'm Katie. Let's get started.
So Katie, do you have anything to add that we might have missed in our main Lion King podcast last week?
Yeah, thanks for asking. I want to talk a little bit about Nala and her character and the fact that in the development of the film she should have had a little brother called Me Too. Did you read that?
I saw a little bit about that, but I didn't read too much in it. But I didn't realise that his name was Me Too, which is very cute.
I thought that was really sweet.
Well, actually, I'm glad that you brought up Nala because one of the things that I made a note of when I was watching The Lion King was that little Nala is Rhianna in a lion's body, in my opinion. Like, she's really sassy and she's like how Rhianna presents herself to the media. So I'm glad that you brought that up so that I had a chance to share that with you and with everyone.
Nala's mum is in the credits as Serafina. She's never named within the film and you only see her once, I think. But yeah, she's called Serafina.
That's a nice name. I think I read about her that there was a doll, a toy made of her, and that was really when her name became more well known because of course it isn't mentioned in the film at all.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. Well, it'd be interesting to pick up a toy and it be of Serafina and that'd be someone that you have no idea who it is. It'd be like getting a fake Barbie doll, but then you find out it's a real one. Good analogy, huh?
There's a lot online about Nala and who her father is, and there's a lot of people getting very uptight and concerned and freaked out by the fact that Mufasa or Scar would be Nala's dad and therefore Simba and Nala would be related. I kind of want to say to those people, either it's only a film, don't worry about it, or actually in the animal kingdom, incest happens.
Yes, and I think both of those are valid arguments. I didn't actually think about that before, but one of the things I did think about was that I like, to an extent, how accurate they portray lions, and I felt like a lot of the things they had in the film are the way that lions really act in the wild and aren't just, fiction for the film. So, for example, I really liked that when Scar is in charge of everything, he has all the lionesses going out to hunt, because that's actually what does happen in lion packs. The lion mans sit around combing their hair, I guess, and sleeping and eating other people's children, and the women folk go out and hunt. But then one of the things that maybe isn't so accurate is that the lions get married in this, which is very sweet and romantic, but of course, like you were saying, Mufasa wouldn't have only married Sarabi, he also would have married Serafina and probably Nala and all of the other lionesses, of whom there are many.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do is just enjoy the hour and a half that you see and not to worry about the rest of it.
Yes, because if you did worry about the rest of it and you were a hyena fan, if you're out there, I found this out when I was looking on IMDb or whatever, but I actually was one of the things I was thinking in the film is that they really get the short end of the stick because they're just portrayed as being horrible villains, and actually, in real life, hyenas and lions have a lot of similar behaviours, such as stealing each other's kills. I actually found out that hyenas actually have a lot less aggression between themselves, whereas lions do display a lot of aggression, such as Mufasa and Scar would have fought and either killed each other or one of them would have left, and Simba wouldn't have been celebrated as being the next king. He would have grown up to fight Mufasa to be king. Especially with Scar around, and if Nala was suspected to be Scar's daughter, then Mufasa probably would have killed her too, because obviously they're all about promoting their own bloodlines. Whereas apparently with hyenas that doesn't happen. So the hyenas, expertly portrayed by one of my favourites, Whoopi Goldberg, were unfairly represented.
Do you have anything else that we missed?
I would like to say, following my declaration last week that there is a lost verse of Hakuna Matata that is used in The Lion King 1.5, that there is a lost verse of Hakuna Matata, which was storyboarded, which explained Timon's situation, but it does not appear in Lion King 1.5, so I'm sorry that I was fraudulent. But I did find it on YouTube, and I'm actually going to put the link to that on our Twitter. So if you would like to hear the lost verse that explains Timon's past, then please come and have a look at our Twitter after you listen to this, and that is at KJDPod.
That's really cool. And that just goes to show that we might make mistakes, but if we do, we'll always own up to them. Just quickly, this is not to do with the actual film, but I went away and I looked for the photograph of me on my 10th birthday wearing my Lion King jumper. And I found it, and my birthday's in May, so May 1995. And then it appears, according to our photo album, that apart from Christmas Day 1995, I wore that jumper on every other occasion that I was photographed. So I've worn it on holiday in October 95. I wore it when we got our dog in November 95.
That's a watchful occasion.
Well, you see, photographs were taken of the new dog. And I appear to have worn it on New Year's Eve/day 95, 96. So I got a lot of wear out of that jumper.
I like that story because I feel like, for occasions that were photographed, I'm going to say back then, but before everybody could take a digital photo at any time of day, when taking a photo was more of an event. I think that that's sweet that probably for a lot of those you knew that you had to dress nicely, and so your choice was undoubtedly the Lion King jumper.
I also discovered in my trawl through the photo album that I had Lion King pajamas as well. So I would change out of my Lion King jumper and into my Lion King pajamas.
Yes.
I also discovered that I met Timon at Disneyland Paris one year. I found a photograph.
I don't know if I've ever met him, but I think of all the times I've ever been to Disney parks, the only times I've met characters was when I went when I was 9, and then when I went with you. And I think on the other trips I've always been more dedicated to rides.
Fair enough.
But I do like to spot a character out and about.
Yeah, good. Hold that thought for a little while. That leads us on to our section called problem solving. Jen, have you got any problems for us to solve?
Well, we did actually receive a problem on Twitter. We have a question from Edward Stannard, and he said, when you get to Toy Story, will you only start on Toy Story 3, or will you backdate it before Disney bought Pixar?
Ooh.
So that is sort of a problem, because of course we want to cover all of the films that we think of as Disney, and Toy Story is definitely in that category. So Katie, what do you think?
I think that, yes, I think we will. Disney didn't own Pixar at the time, but if you said to somebody who made Toy Story, they're going to say Disney.
Absolutely. And I'm happy you said that, because I love the Toy Story movies, and I do want to cover those in a later podcast.
Oh, me too. I really like them because I like to do an impression of the little green alien, but I'm going to save that for our Toy Story podcast.
So thank you for that one, Edward. We hope you found our answer satisfactory. And to everybody, if you have any Disney problems, then please do not hesitate to get in contact with us. And you can contact us on Twitter, as aforementioned, at KJDPod. You can email us
on kjdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook.
And we also now have a website that you can visit. And Katie, how can people find us on our website?
If you type in kjdpod.wordpress.com, you'll find our website.
And please remember, a Disney problem is whatever you think it is. So nothing too big, nothing too small, nothing too weird. Let us know. And that leads us on to the Disney Daydream section.
That's right. In the last Midway podcast, we posed a Disney Daydream for you to have and get in contact with us to share yours. The daydream was, if you were gifted with the ability to hit all the notes, what song from Disney would you sing? One of the Disney daydreams we had in was from Ruth, who says, Colours of the Wind, as Pocahontas is my favourite, but I also like A Star is Born too.
Can I ask what A Star is Born is from?
It's from Hercules.
I'm sorry that I asked that. I know that song very well. And I can perform it for you now if you would like.
Gonna shout it from the mountain tops.
A star is born.
I was actually thinking that I know you gave an answer for me last episode. I was thinking perhaps one of the songs from Hercules would be my choice too, because it's in a style that I can't really sing in.
Oh, that's a good choice and well thought out. Which one would you sing, or does that require more thought?
Probably Zero to Hero.
I love that song.
I really like Who Put the Glad in Gladiator.
Hercules.
Thank you, Ruth, for those entries. They're really good songs.
We also have one from Tina who says that she would love to sing I'm Wishing from Snow White. A great choice because, as we know, those notes are hard to hit. So if you had a gift, you should definitely use it on something valuable. So thank you for that, Tina.
And finally, I've got one from Elizabeth, and she says that her song for Disney Daydream is A Whole New World from Aladdin, because she thinks it's quite high and pure sounding, and she'd like to be able to sing it.
Elizabeth, that is a great choice.
So thank you very much, guys, for your Disney Daydreams. They were really cool. We really appreciate you getting in touch with us. And we are going to set our new Disney Daydream, and it is this. Jenny, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. So you're walking down Main Street of whichever Disney park you prefer, and you see a character that doesn't have a queue, and so you can take unlimited photos and have tons of character interactions. Which character is it?
That is a great Disney Daydream, and I, for one, am looking forward to hearing some of the responses we get to that one.
Don't forget, it can be a character, it can be a face character, so if you wanted it to be a princess, it could be.
Thank you so much.
I love it when you've got a favourite character and you get to have really good character interaction. Just makes you love them even more.
If you love someone, you can never have too many interactions with them.
That's deep.
That's why I text you every day, Katie.
Oh, I'm going to keep that in just because that was such a lovely thing to say.
Please do.
So the only thing left for us to do is announce which film we'll be looking at in the next episode. Would you like a drum roll?
I would. And our next film is going to be Robin Hood.
Oodalally. I'm excited about Robin Hood.
Me too.
It was one of the ones that I had taped off the telly as a child, so I've seen it quite a few times as a youngster. So, without further ado, we'll say goodbye. Don't forget you can contact us on Twitter
at KJDPod and by email,
which is kjdpodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Facebook.
And we now have a website, kjdpod.wordpress.com.
You can also find us on Pinterest.
Wow, Katie, we have a Pinterest.
We do. We're KJD Podcast on Pinterest. So thank you very much for listening. This was the Midway Podcast. I've been Katie.
And I've been Jen. And we look forward to sharing the magical world with you again next time.
Bye.
Bye.